It seems as if people just can't live without their cell phones, but as Tiger TV's Abraham Felix tells us, you could be connected to your phone in more ways than one.
If you've got a cell phone, you know that sound. It's your phone vibrating. But what if it's just your imagination?
I feel like I either hear it vibrating or like I feel it in my purse vibrating when it's not, and kind of a nerd, I like get excited like, ooh, who's text messaging me or who's calling me, and then I look and it's nothing.
You know what happens? Sometimes I hear it ring, and obviously it wasn't ringing.
It's called phantom vibration syndrome, or even ringxiety, and it's often noticed by people who carry their cell phones in their pockets or on their hips. Some neurologists compare it to phantom limb syndrome, the nerve sensations felt by amputees in the place of a missing limb. But psychology professor Melissa Beck said it's more closely tied to a learned response than losing a limb.
People are really actively trying to think that, or anticipating a phone ring, anticipating contact with the outside world through their phone. And so this criterion is being shifted pretty low.
Now, little definitive research on the subject has been done, but studies show that our cell phones could be doing anything from training us to respond to false positives to creating new patterns of response in our muscle memory. Unlike many syndromes or mental conditions, phantom vibration syndrome has not proven to be harmful, for most people at least.
Lots of times, because of my phone, I've almost wrecked or almost done something stupid, worrying about my phone and not paying attention.
Phantom vibration syndrome is usually only viewed as an annoyance that most people pass off as a nervous twitch. But harmful or not, there could be a way to get rid of those pesky vibrations for good. To prevent your body from being conditioned to the vibrations, try alternating the pocket or hip you carry your phone on every month. But don't alternate every day because that will likely condition both legs at the same time. I'm betting in this case the only good vibes are no vibes at all. For Tiger TV, I'm Abraham Felix.
In some situations, people claim to feel vibrations in parts of the body other than their legs, even sharp pains. If that's the case, it's probably not phantom vibration syndrome, and it might be a good idea to call a doctor. Still to come on Newsbeat, Alexandra Cranford has more on the rough weather.
And later, who could resist this adorable face? But this baby monkey found itself abandoned minutes after birth. We'll tell you why. But first, it's not a scene from a movie. Students forced to fight each other, and you won't believe who was involved. That's next on Newsbeat. Welcome back to Newsbeat. A Texas agency is installing video cameras and hiring security officers at a state school for mentally handicapped adults.
All that after allegations emerged that workers there staged fight club battles among residents. Kyra Phillips explains.
In the movie Fight Club, the guys brutalized each other because they wanted to. But if the allegations out of Texas are true, there was nothing voluntary about the brawls at Corpus Christi State School. Police say nearly a dozen school employees forced mentally disabled men in their care to fight.
A big disappointment that someone would see some enjoyment out of someone less fortunate, not knowing any better, being placed in these compromising positions. It doesn't seem right.
Someone recorded the fights with a cell phone. Authorities are studying the video clips. There are at least 20 of them dating back to 2007. While they decide how to push forward the investigation, the state has ordered the school to stop admitting more students. 7 of the employees in question have been placed on leave. 4 others have already left the school. And get this, Texas records show there were 60 confirmed incidents of neglect or abuse in a year's time. The DA says there was never enough evidence to warrant criminal charges. But thanks to those videos, things could be different this time around.
It's barbaric, it's despicable, it is conduct that has no place in an organized society. We should not have anything like this. We should not tolerate it, and we will do everything we can to get to the bottom of it and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Police say the clients involved in the fight clubs are all men ranging in age from their late teens to mid-30s. And based on the videos, they think the fight club was confined to only one dormitory. We're joined now by Alexandra Cranford with more on this severe weather. Is there even going to be an end in sight?
Not really. We saw so much of it last night, and it looks like we have more to come tonight. I'll have the details coming up next, right here on Newsbeat. Welcome back to Newsbeat. I'm Alexandra Cranford. Well, last night's thunderstorm brought some severe weather to LSU. We saw those power outages and trees down, even some damage to campus buildings. Baton Rouge got about 1.5 inches of rainfall, so it was a pretty severe storm. You can see that temperatures are staying pretty warm today. The highs climbed into the upper 70s, and it looks like we'll have one more warm day tomorrow before temperatures begin to drop off. All this rain will finally bring a strong front to the area late tomorrow night, when we can expect the strongest storms and cooler temperatures after that front moves on through. So here right now, you can see this area in the southeast, a lot of southern Louisiana threatened with a lot of rain, and it'll make its way over us in 3 waves, basically, before that front hits us. We got the first wave last night, we'll get the second tonight, and the third will hit us Friday night into early Saturday morning. In Baton Rouge, our high for today reached up into the upper 70s. And of course, we have those overcast skies, high humidity. We saw some rain drizzling this morning. We also have fairly strong winds coming in from the south. Tonight, that temperature will drop into the mid-60s, and that second wave of disturbances will slide over us overnight. So definitely expect thunderstorms for tonight, along with pretty strong winds again. And keep in mind, it could be pretty severe, just like last night's storm. So tomorrow morning, too, keep a lookout for debris on the roads, traffic lights that aren't working. Tomorrow is the final day for these warm temperatures, because that third and final wave of rain will head in sometime after 1 p.m., and it'll definitely come in full force for tomorrow night. So by the time all this rain moves on through by Saturday morning, some areas will have gotten 3 to 6 inches of rainfall. So expect those heavy rains, possible severe weather, and possible floods. There's a flash flood watch until Saturday at 7 a.m. So the weekend is looking like it'll be cool and clearer. No rain expected after those storms move out on Saturday. So it'll be a pretty pleasant weekend. There's a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms once we get to Tuesday. So we'll keep an eye on that as it develops. We'll get a good bit of rain as these storms move on through tonight and tomorrow, but it looks like we'll get some relief starting on Saturday morning and lasting through the weekend. And that's it for weather today. Here's Kristen with sports.
Thanks, Alex. Coming up in sports, the baseball team moved up to number 2 in the polls. Were they able to hold on to that ranking heading into midweek games? Next. But first, it was a battle in the PMAC for the women's basketball team. Find out the results when Newsbeat returns.